Yeah, it's the next day. I just put some craft paper down on the floor. This is stuff that I saved from before, and I had it out in the garage, and I thought, oh, I could just use it again. You don't have to throw it away every single time. And I got everything cleaned, and yeah, I went ahead and took that off and wiped around it. Like I said I wasn't going to, but I thought I better just to go through the process. I took the mirror down, wiped that all off, and see how this is like a little groove thing. See how it kind of comes out at an angle, and then behind the mirror it's like that too, and it just kind of sets on there. And then the cover, remember I was telling you how the cover plate comes off. This is the exhaust fan. These things here, you just squeeze them like that, and then you fit it up into a little slot, and then it comes out like that as you're pushing up. So when you pull it back down, you just grab the edge, pull it down a little bit, reach up in there, and then bend that like that, get it out of the hole, and down it goes. I'll probably clean that off one more time before I put it back up. And got all that stuff out here in the corner. I even went ahead and took the door down. I was contemplating whether or not to take the door down just yet, or to paint and then be careful and then take it down. I thought, you know, the door's already been painted. I've already painted the door from before, and I thought I'll be careful with this, and that's the other reason why I put the craft paper down and I ran it out a little bit. And I'm not going to put any more craft paper than this, because I'm gonna get up here with a mini roller on an extension pole and do this. I'm not even going to have to get into the tub or anything like that. And I thought, you know, should I put craft paper down in there and all that kind of stuff? I don't think I'm going to this time. I mean, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And this time I don't really think I'm going to have to do that. I do all the rolling first. Now, before I talk about the painting and stuff, am I ready for painting yet? No, because I'm going to end up taking this light fixture down. And before, see, that's where the old light fixture used to be. It used to come down to there, and then there's a little bit up above that. And I'm going to end up having to paint that, prime it and stuff, and I don't want to get any paint around here. And it's easier to get the roller all the way up there in one go, like that, because this is going to be semi-gloss paint. Okay, I don't want to have to stop and go, and then have to cut in around that whole thing. I'm going to get little paint droplets all over this stuff and all that kind of stuff. And like I say, before I talk about that, I've got all this cleaned. I did it with my sponge and my simple grain, like I showed you before. Wiped it all down, rinsed it down. I want to do that. I didn't do that on all these walls and stuff before I painted out in here and all that. I'm just doing it in the bathroom, because this bathroom's 17 years old, and depending who the last person was in here, there could be a lot of dust in here. If they used powder, if they used hairspray, if they used makeup stuff and brushed it all over the place, you're going to have remnants of that kind of stuff and stickiness on your walls. You don't want to have to put brand new paint on top of walls that are sticky and that might have dust on it. Forget that. So that's why I went ahead and did that. Okay, and I'm going to end up doing a little bit more stuff. You got to think about your job. Think about doing it in the right sequence, the first sequence. Because see, I was thinking, okay, I still have to paint this door frame. Remember I told you before, when I painted everything out here, I painted up to here and ran it across just up to the edge. And I thought, okay, I'll do the rest when I do the bathroom. Okay, but you don't want to cut in, and you don't want to try to paint the door frame first or anything. First thing I'm going to do after I get the light fixture down is paint all this with a roller. Then and then that's the other thing. When I do that, little droplets of paint, hardly anything, but just enough to get some on your toilet, inside the bathtub, and that kind of stuff. I'll take a wet rag or a sponge like this. I'll wipe that off really quick after I get done with the roller, okay? And lots of times for bathrooms, if the tile only goes up so far, like if it's just a tub enclosure with no shower thing without tile going all the way up, and if you have to paint above the tile, you're going to get droplets of paint coming down and possibly getting on your tile too. I thought, should I go through the whole process of putting plastic up there and masking tape and doing all that kind of stuff? No, I'm not going to do that, because I'm just going to have to do the ceiling. It's not going to take me that long, and I know how to do it good enough to where it's not going to get all over the place. But I'll take a look at stuff and wipe it down, and then as that's drying, then I can go back and start doing other things. But everything is in a sequence. Remember, I'm telling you, I'm gonna take this out. But I also noticed, see that? I thought that was somebody was playing a joke, like that was Kleenex, toilet paper, was somebody doing spit wads and throwing them up there, you know, up in there. Those are gouges on the ceiling. Okay, and I mean, they don't really look that bad. I might go up there with some caulking and wipe a little bit on there. And I noticed there's a hole right there. I don't know what that's from, but and I'll put a little caulking on that, and I'll take a look at these, and I can kind of see how these have dimpled in slightly. Whenever you use caulking to patch things, it's gonna suck in as it's drying. I can see how those are sucked in. I'll probably put a little bit on there, and I might check out little bits over here. I think these are okay, but I'll do the caulking before I even take this light fixture out, and that way the caulking can be drying if you're using spackle, so the spackle can be drying. That way you're doing one thing, you don't have to keep waiting for something. Okay, I just spackled out, I can't paint here until the spackle is dry. I can't paint until I wipe down the spackling or sand the spackling or put some primer on. See, I'm gonna have to put some primer on all the white little bits like that. Okay, and speaking of that, if you've got makeup, little bits all over the place, you want to try to get, I'd probably try to get some of that off with my simple green and a sponge, and try to get some off with that. And then any remnants of that, then I'd have to take some Kills primer and put over there. And I happen to have some Kills primer, and I think I'll put Kills primer over all these different white bits before I get into the paint. Okay, because believe it or not, if I just put finish paint over here, you might think, oh, I'll just hit a little bit of finish paint over these first, and that'll be drying as I'm doing something else. Then I put the whole coat of finish paint on here. I'm gonna have like 2 coats of paint over all these little things, right? Well, trust me, the finish paint is probably gonna show, and it's probably, some of this could possibly bleed through your finish paint, even if you put 3 or 4 coats of finish paint on here. Because it doesn't have primer on here, you can use flat paint. I had some ceiling flat paint, and I could use that, but I think I have some Kills too. I'm gonna do this the proper way, because I don't wanna have to come back here after I get all done painting and everything and then say, oh yeah, I should have put primer on here, I should have done this, I should have done that, I should have cut in afterwards before I did it first. All these kind of things. Think about your project and do it step by step. If you were paying a painter to do this, he's going to have to do all the same things that I'm doing if he wants the job to turn out good. You don't want someone coming in here and slapping a coat of paint on here, charging you $350 walking out the door, and then having you say, oh yeah, I can see this, I can see a mark here, I can see that up there, I can see this over here. Why didn't he put primer over here? Why didn't he cut in a little bit better? Why did he this or that? Why didn't he take the cover plates off? Why, all this kind of stuff. And then have your paint start peeling or something later, or having it look all icky in certain areas. Oh, that's because that was sticky before and he didn't clean that off. And you know, don't do all that. You can do all this stuff. If you're a beginner, hey, no problem. Just keep watching my videos. I've got all kinds of painting videos on my channel. Just go to my YouTube main channel page, click on playlists, and then scroll down to painting, and more painting, or something like that. And you'll find all the painting videos I've ever done and posted on my video channel, okay? So first things first, I've got to get into my caulking, and that tube is pretty old, probably 6 months old, so I'm going to have to dig some of it out to get it in, and then I'll work in a couple different spots first, and then I'll get back to you. And the next thing on my project, what's the next thing? The next thing is going to be taking this light fixture down. I don't know if you were with me before we moved in, or just after we moved in, I took the old light fixture down and I put this new light fixture, and I made a video of that. And I ended up doing that because when I took the old fixtures down, we decided, you know, I took everything out of this bathroom and I was planning on painting this whole thing before we moved in. Well, as it was, we ran out of time. We wanted to move in. I thought, okay, I'll paint everything later. And when I took the old fixture down, it was old and decrepit. I didn't want to put that same thing up there, so I put this up, made a video of it. Now I'm going to make a video of taking it back down. Okay, I even got that on a dimmer switch, and I like to do that in bathrooms. If there's no dimmer, I like to take the dimmer out and put in a new dimmer. That way you can leave it. You can leave it like that at night or whatever. If you have a paddle here before the dimmer or whatever. But when you come in at night, since this does, you know, if you had a paddle, you could turn it on and off. You can turn it off and leave your dimmer all the way down. So all you have to do is hit the paddle on and off, and it's going to be dim. But in this case, at night, you just come in and just barely hit that, and the lights are going to be dim instead of bright at 3 o'clock in the morning burning. You know how it is. You have to squint to get into your bathroom and all that kind of stuff. That's why I like to put dimmers in the bathroom. And this light fixture is an LED light fixture, and it just so happens to be a dimmable LED light fixture. Most LED light fixtures nowadays are dimmable, but just make sure you read on the box before you get them to make sure they are in fact dimmable. Okay, all right, enough of that. I guess I better get going with the caulking so I can get back to you and show you how to remove this light fixture. Now here's another good reason why I like to use craft paper when I'm doing little projects like this, because once I start painting and stuff, before I walk out of here, I'll wipe my feet over here and see whether or not I've got any paint on my shoes before I start walking on the carpet. You see what I mean? With a white drop cloth, you can't do that. Or with the clear plastic, thinking you're going to throw that down there, you can't do it with that either. If I drop a blob of paint or something, I can look down, see where it's at, wipe it up, or know that I shouldn't step right there and that kind of stuff. Okay, another good reason to use your craft paper.